Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 90th Minute. We are your hosts. We got Maddie, Lucas, and myself, Liam, tonight. Captain Greggy and Waz could not join us for this podcast, but that is more than okay. If you are new to the 90th Minute, please make sure you are subscribed on YouTube. Hit that big red button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, remember to hit like on this video and comment down below. Get involved with our conversations today. Ask your questions. Get to know us. Get to know the channel. Down in the comment section. If you're checking us out on audio apps, Spotify, Apple, Anchor, wherever, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate our audio listeners. It's been fantastic past few weeks. Thanks for the support.
The last week has been the best weeks we've had ever, so thank you so much for that.
Thanks, audio people. Honestly, it's a huge thank you from all of us. But before we get into this video, boys, it's not the Premier League for once. It's the FA Cup we're starting off with.
Bro, let me tell you how I didn't
happening?
I didn't watch any football this week, so I didn't even fucking know that the Premier League wasn't on. So, big ups.
Awesome. Welcome to a football podcast.
Plastic fan Matthew Hoppe over here.
I guess
Doing
I probably
the
should
most
have plugged
of the
our
least.
I probably should have plugged our TikTok and Instagram before we got into this. Links are down in the description. TikTok's been fantastic. Instagram's growing at a very good rate. But so, FA Cup, we'll get into this. Should we start at the very beginning on the Friday fixtures?
Yeah, we can breeze through this. Liverpool did play Aston Villa, and of course,
You beat their under 23s. Congratulations.
More like under
Aston
18s.
Villa's
Spook is that?
starting. Their whole team's out with COVID basically, and you took advantage of it. So 4-1, Liverpool beat Villa. It's a good result. You guys can score some goals finally. Thanks. Good job.
I mean,
proud of you.
you got to give credit
also
to
on
Villa.
the Friday, I don't have to give credit to anyone.
Yeah, I mean,
They
it was 1-1
started
at
off all
halftime.
right.
It looked really bad on Liverpool's side. And, I mean, of course, physicality is going to cause things to make it more difficult as the game goes on. But, hey, you got to respect the fight they
Have you
gave.
seen these fucking stats? What do you mean the fight, bro? Yo, if you look at this shit from paper, okay, boys, let me read out the results.
They were
Read out the
children,
results, okay?
man.
Let's compare shots. 29-2. Good shit. On target. 13-1.
They were children.
Any guesses for possession? Any guesses?
This
anyone?
is the reigning Premier League champions.
84-16. Austin Villa pass actually of 52%.
They're children.
52.
They're our age, if not younger.
They're way
Could
younger
you
than
imagine
us.
going up against Sadio? Could you imagine
52.
going up against Sadio Mane and Salah and Fabinho and
I'm not saying
whoever
that they
the hell
should get
else?
dusted, but like fight. Where did they fight? They curled up in a ball like a bitch.
They were 1-1 at halftime.
Yeah,
McGregor
it was 1-1 at
quotes.
halftime.
and then it ended 4-1.
Shout out to... But, Matt, they have a former Barcelona player playing.
Yeah, they do.
Louis Barry.
Who?
Yeah, and he
Wow.
scored.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the
don't care.
fuck?
He'll score
the
score against
fuck?
Barcelona in 5 years.
Probably.
Wolves,
They all do
they beat Crystal Palace 1-0. That finishes off the Friday fixtures. As we move into Saturday, Manchester United, they beat Watford 1-0. I watched this game. United were pretty boring, poor. Yeah. Scotty McTee scored the goal within, I think, like 6 minutes. And then after that, it was just nothing, really. Watford were not great, but, I mean, it is what it is. Arsenal, they defeated Newcastle 2-0.
Oh, yeah.
Decent.
I think this game had like two sides to the story to it because it was 0-0 after 90 minutes. There was lots of complaints. People were complaining, of course, of Willian. Another shocker
Yes.
by him. Aubameyang wasn't looking good during this match, unfortunately for him.
But who was looking good, Lucas? Big
So
ol'
they
Kieran
made some
Tierney looking
substitutions
good.
towards the end of the 90 minutes. Saka came on, Smith Rowe came on, Lacazette came on. Those three, they have been difference makers for Arsenal in their recent resurgence. And once again, they were here because they combined so well. Wow, they were just incredible. Smith Rowe scored the first goal. Aubameyang finally scores a goal in open play for the second.
Did anyone see the comments of Emile Smith-Rowe? People are saying that they're they're comparing him to prime Zidane. All of a sudden, it's like Arsenal. Let's relax.
Billy G is still better.
Four games in the league so far.
Billy G is still
Smith
better.
Rowe's the next Zidane.
I swear,
Smith Rowe,
these people.
Willie G.
When
Billy
I first
fucking
watched
G.
Smith Rowe, I wasn't really too sure about him, but then these last few games, I'm just
same.
getting more and more convinced by him. He kind of reminds me a little bit like Jack Grealish, which, like, I guess not
Prime
just because of the
Zidane.
socks.
Bro, you know who used to be sick? Bojan. Just saying.
That's true. He
Anything
was,
can happen out here in
I
these
don't know
streets.
I don't know what he does here, but sure. Some interesting results.
Anything can happen in these streets. Form, you know.
Yeah, man. Quickly, Plymouth Argyle, they beat Huddersfield Town 3-2. Green Army! Big fans of Plymouth Argyle. Brentford, they beat Middlesbrough 2-1. Wycombe Wanderers 4-1 over Preston North End. Leicester got a good 4-0 result over Stoke City. The Fox is actually good. James Johnston, what a goal, son! What a hit! Oh my goodness. I like him. He's good. Swansea City, they get a 2-0 victory over Stevenage. Greg, if he was here, he'd be happy. Fulham are through to the next round. They beat QPR 2-0.
Yeah, you finally got to watch Fulham play for once.
He did, yes. They finally did. I view QPR and Fulham as teams that are not ever going to be good enough for the Premier League. They're never going to actually stay in the Prem.
Fulham?
They might come up, but they're going right
Fulham
back
were
down.
Europa League finalists one year.
I don't know if you
That
caught
was 10 years ago, Lucas. A lot has changed.
Yeah, but then a lot can
We'll
change
get
in the
into
next 10
Leeds
years.
because that's a big one.
My God.
Yes, but I'm saying right here, right now.
Do you know who owns Fulham?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, the Khan family. They're
American.
rich.
Yes, they are, but their money's not being well spent. Burnley had a bit of a bad day. They play Milton Keynes. They went to penalties and they beat them 4-3. So Burnley, what's going on? Sheffield United actually won a game for the first time in however long. They beat Bristol Rovers 3-2. Let me tell you how this game was not easy. Oh, Sheffield, you should be a bit scared for that. But then again, West Brom, they get knocked out by Blackpool. They lose 3-2 on penalties.
It's just getting worse and
Some
worse. for Big
Tangerines. Oh,
If
the
it-
Tangerines, man. Bring them back to the Prem.
If West Brom don't make any good transfers, they're going to get relegated.
They're done. Yeah. Wayne Rooney, his start to life at Derby County has been shocking. They are knocked out 2-0 by Chorley.
Well,
that's
Liam,
a result.
Derby were in a similar case to Aston Villa.
Bro, they don't even have a... Dude,
They
Shorley doesn't
were.
even have
They
a badge
were.
on Google, bro. They don't have a fucking badge.
But you know what they do have? Well, a victory
victory.
over Derby County, of course.
Well,
but
that's just something you love to see.
but after the match, they went and sang Adele after the match.
Yeah, they were singing Adele in the locker room because why not?
What Adele
But
song
yeah,
are you talking about?
that was,
Somebody Like You. I don't know what the name of the song is, but
Lucas is not a huge fan of Adele.
I like
Shocker.
Adele actually. I actually like her music.
Moving forward, Norwich City, they get a 2-0 victory over Coventry. It's a bit of a good result. Everton, they scrape through 2-1 versus Rotherham United. Not the best there. Millwall, they beat Boreham 2-0. Big up Mill. And then we move into these Sunday fixtures. And yes, we are starting with Leeds United as they get absolutely smacked 3-0 by Crawley Town.
They just have a badge.
Okay, so I'm going to point this conversation at Lucas here. Big fan of Bielsa ball.
I like
Explain.
good football. Explain what?
Explain. Because I have my own theories on Bielsa ball, and I'm sure they're different than yours.
Oh, what do you mean? Like, what do you want me to say? They obviously probably underestimated this side.
Defend this style and this manager that you love so much.
What's wrong with his style? Obviously, some games you're not. They probably should. They should be winning
His
this match.
style
on
is
paper.
not good.
What do you mean
his
it's
style's
not
not
good?
good.
No, just not conducive of being on a shitty team.
They just
No offense,
lost
Leeds.
3-0 to Crawley Town. They've been smacked up by United and multiple other teams.
They should be smacked up by United
have
and those top teams, though. What's wrong with Bielsa? What's wrong with Bielsa having this type of play style that enjoyable to watch. Sometimes you lose games,
So
but sometimes you do win
overhyped.
games, and they're doing relatively well in the Premier
overrated.
League.
I think-
only like 3 points behind Chelsea, I believe, who have spent way more money than them, have been given way too many free passes by a lot of people, other than Chelsea fans.
The only problem I have
People
with
talk as
Bielsa's
if
style of
Bielsa
play-
is the next coming of God himself.
it's
and
not
it's
really
not.
it's not really, and take this with a great, it's not really a winning style of football,
Yeah,
It's not.
especially for Leeds.
but Leeds were just
if he was-
promoted.
If you was on a team like, if you had a team on a team like Bayern or even Chelsea, where they had a solid enough defense to cover a lot of the gaps that they leave, it would be a different story. Man City, even if you had those kind of players, it'd be a different story. But when you're playing against higher quality players, man, like, you need to fucking defend, bro.
But I mean, they're playing as Crawley
Scoring
Town.
goals
no
is
offense to
half the
Crawley
battles.
Town, but they're not Barcelona. Like,
They should have like, I get in football shit happens, but like,
but
dude, it's how do
you say high caliber of opponent, and let me
I
tell
didn't-
you, Crawley
I
Town
didn't
brought
think-
on as a substitute in the 93rd
I've never
minute
heard of this
the highest of opposition. They brought on Mark Wright. Now, if you don't know who Mark Wright is, he's a TV presenter in Britain. He's a TV. He does game shows. He does talk shows. So they brought on a talk show host because his brother plays for the team. Like, it's like, what?
Apparently, he's decent
Oh, I love
football,
the
though. He
FA
played
Cup.
for Spurs.
well, I'd
at the youth
imagine
level.
so, but like, still.
But no, look, what I'm gonna say, Leeds right now, despite losing some games pretty badly, being out of the FA Cup, but they play some great football. That's enjoyable to watch for a neutral. They're 12th place
Yeah,
right
they
now in
play-
the Premier League, 1 point above
They play
Wolves,
good
who you
football,
have been
but they
praising
don't-
many times in the past, Liam.
They don't play.
They have the same. Sorry, Matt.
winning
Let me just finish
football.
my point. They have the same amount of points as Arsenal, 3 points behind West Ham, who've been in the Premier League for many years, 3 points behind Chelsea, 6 points behind Everton. Although Everton have a game, they're only 6 points behind Spurs.
Everyone was saying the same thing post-match, and it was like the pundits will be saying this right now. Yeah, Leeds might be losing 3-0 to a League Two side, but they play the best football in the world's ever seen. They never stop, always keep moving. Incredible scenes. That's what pundits say.
Oh,
That's
no.
what Lucas says. That's what these
No, well,
footballing hipsters say.
Look, you did. A team deserves criticism if they lose to Crawley Town in the FA Cup, but look, sometimes that happens. We've seen many times. We've seen West Brom lose to Blackpool this past weekend. We've seen many surprising results in the FA Cup. That's why people love the FA Cup, the magic of the FA Cup.
I do love the FA
But
Cup.
if you're talking about Leeds United, who are just promoted to the Premier League, and they're playing a style that people enjoy watching and still doing relatively well in the Premier League, what's the problem? No one's expecting them to
I
be a
just
top
don't
four
think
team.
it can be a consistent play style
They are giving you a consistent play style, but
to get you where you need to be.
look, when you play this play style against teams that are a lot better than you, you're going to get smashed, but that happens. But on the other side of things, when you play this play style against teams around your level, sometimes you smash them, and that brings a lot of joy to their fans.
And evidently,
Ultimately,
sometimes you play against teams that
for-
are well below your standard, and you also get smashed.
I mean,
Yeah.
that
I mean,
deserves
for Leeds
criticism,
United-
yes, for sure.
For Leeds United, we can discuss them more when the Premier League comes back, and we'll see how they do. But for today in the FA Cup, they will be deeply disappointed to be exiting at this stage against Crawley Town and to be losing 3-0. It was a bit of embarrassment, especially to Mark Wright. I mean, yes, he came on and had a 100% pass accuracy. He also only made 2 passes, though. But big up
Man,
Mark
2 for 2,
Mark
bro.
Wright.
2 for 2, bro.
Big it up Mark Wright. He's got a... I'm pretty sure he's married
man.
to... Yeah,
Go
never
watch an
mind. I
S-
don't care. What he's married to.
Go watch an
Keegan's
SCM's
daughter?
game, bro. It's really easy to fuck off.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
Michelle
off from his
Keegan.
passes.
There you go. Thank you, Lucas. Moving on, Chelsea, they beat Morecambe 4-0 rather comfortably. Timo Werner did score a goal, so did Kai Havertz. Good for them. We're now seeing the level that they can actually compete at in English football. Manchester City, they beat Birmingham 3-0. Again, very boring, typical result. You know, there's no magic in this FA Cup other than Leeds right now. It's a bit of a
There's
sad
some magic.
affair.
I mean, it's hard
Let's
to have
move on,
magic when there's
though.
no fans.
Yes, I agree. But a game that sort of had fans, and the most magical game that's happened this week in the FA Cup, Tottenham Hotspur travel to Marine. Yes, tiny Marine took on Tottenham Hotspur, who were flying high. You know, they had this game. I mean, okay, the scoreline was 5-0, but I loved a lot of it because it starts off with Marine having the first chance on net. They have a strike from about 30 yards out. It hits the crossbar. Everyone's like, if that had gone in, oh my God, this would have been scenes. I mean, throughout the match, you saw there was a life-size cutout of Jurgen Klopp someone brought to the game. Someone was playing music from his back garden to hype the boys up. A guy had an air horn. Like, it was great. But then, Spurs decided to actually play their game. And Mr. Carlos Vinicius, their new signing, he scored a first-half hat-trick. But the shithousery that this man performed today was top tier.
What the fuck did he do?
He goes around the goal. He goes around the goalkeeper. The ball's literally on the goal line, and he smashes this ball as hard as he can into the back of the net.
Bro, I thought when he said shithousery, I thought he like got down on his knees and headed this shit in. Oh my God!
This man hit this ball as if he was trying to hit a 400-yard banger. He tried to burst the ball from the goal line. I was like, you're playing 8th-tier Marine right now. And then he breaks out the Mbappe celebration afterwards, and it's like, what?
Hey man, if you can't score in the Prem, you might as well do it here. Let the boys know. So bent that.
He did.
Are they 8th tier?
I'm pretty sure they're 8th tier. I'm pretty sure.
All I know is they don't have a badge, what I'm looking at here. No badge to be seen upon Google.
Let me Google Marine.
I think they're in the 8th tier because I saw a picture of comparing their spot in the football pyramid compared to Spurs, and it's a pretty long gap.
It's the biggest gap the FA Cup has seen in its entire 130-year history.
Jeez.
The biggest gap in teams. I mean, this is only the second time a team from this division has ever made it to this round of the FA Cup. I think the first time was in the 70s, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Spurs, at the time of the draw at least, were sitting second or third in the Premier League. So, yeah, I mean, credit to Marine. I mean, it's a great story for them to make it this far.
Also, 20,000 people bought virtual tickets for this match, which helped them raise so much money because there's obviously no fans.
It's such a tough year, such a tough year for like non-league football and everything. So it's great to see people, like the footballing community, supporting these small teams. I hope they support more than just Marine, though. Yeah. I mean, there's so many teams globally who are struggling financially. You know, fans not coming to games, no merch
Barcelona,
and everything. So I mean,
please
get out there and like just like everyone is telling us in the chat, because you're North American, support local, boys. No matter if you're in England, if you're in the U.S., wherever you are. Support your local club. You'll go out, buy their merch. You'll go see a game whenever they're open. No matter how many ranks down, how many leagues down there, support them. They need you just as much as your Premier League.
Yeah, especially because in non-league right now, there's rumors of them for the second year in a row doing a null and void, which would be awful.
Yeah, there's no TV rights for those leagues. I mean, they depend 100% on just whoever's coming out to the game. So support, get out there and support your clubs. My final talking point for the Marine versus Spurs game, Alfie Devon came on for Tottenham Hotspur. He is now their youngest ever goal scorer at 16 years old. Shout out to Alfie. I love me a good Alfie. It's a great name. Okay, anything else in the FA Cup to talk about?
Newport County, they unfortunately lost to Brighton in a penalty shootout. Brighton were leading 1-0 until... let me see. Brighton's keeper, Jason Steele, who I learned that he's apparently a really bad goalkeeper. Sunderland fans blamed him for getting relegated to League One. He missed the ball from a cross, and it ends up hitting. It was
Webster.
It hit a Brighton defender and went into their own net. I can't remember the name.
A. Webster.
Yeah, Webster. That was the man.
Mr. Webster.
A. Webster.
Mr. A. fucking Webster. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
But yeah, then the game was tied 1-1 in the 90th minute. So it went to extra
Google
time.
says he's a certified OG. So respect.
Okay. In extra time, though, Newport County had a great chance to win the game. 41-year-old Kevin Ellison was subbed on in the 90th minute thinking, I'll get a minute in this FA Cup match. He goes on and gets to play 30 more minutes in extra time. He has a strike. in the late in the second half of extra time, strikes it very cleanly, but it hits Lewis Dunk in the head and doesn't go in. But it looked like it was going in.
I do love these FA Cup games. I mean, like you said, it's a shame that there's no fans. Like, I would have loved to have Marine, their stadium full. I mean, I know people did show up to the stadium. They were around like the fences and they welcome like the teams and everything. I love the manager from Marine after he goes, yeah, halftime. I said, boys, it's 3-0. We do what we can do. And then I looked over and they were bringing on world record signing Gareth Bale onto the pitch. It's like, how do you compete against Gareth Bale? It seems
financial takeover. That's what you got to do. That happened.
But for Newport County, they did lose in the shootout. Steele, who made the mistake earlier, made like 3 or 4 saves in the shootout.
Yeah.
But the pitch, it was kind of similar to Marine. There's like houses all around. Even showed like a guy watching the match out of the house. And
what Marine needs? Time.
And it looked like they were playing on like a cricket pitch or a rugby pitch or something.
That's what Marine needs. Red Bull, hook them up, bro. RB Marine.
RB Marine.
I think they tried to invest in English football in the past.
Oh, actually, I think it was Phil Neville was commentating, and he goes, "Do you think the people sitting on the bench refer to themselves as submarines?" I was like, Phil, see yourself out. That's terrible.
He might be getting the Inter Miami job.
He was sitting there with like that coy little smile on his face. He's like,
"Oh yeah. He wrote that down a week ago. Says, guys, I got this. Don't worry. The submarines."
Fuck me,
dude. I think that's everything though in the FA Cup. Is there any games tomorrow?
There is a game tomorrow. There's one match on the Monday. It's Stockport County versus West Ham. You never know what might happen there.
Putting money on
Stockport County. Have a bit of an upset. We'd love to see it. So that wraps up the FA Cup. But now we're going to move on into our sponsor for today's episode. Yet again, big shout out to the fantastic guys over at Manscaped.com. Manscaped.com is your number one place for male grooming products below the waist. As we move into the new year, we want to make sure, boys, keeping it fresh. 2020's done. Lockdown, it's done. 2021, we're starting clean. We're starting fresh. Get yourself cleaned up. Like Maddie's holding there, the Lawnmower 3.0, the world's number one in male grooming products below the waist. Keep your family jewels clean, boys. Clean that shit up. Maddie's using it on his face before we started today. He wanted to make sure the lines were good. It's good for your face. It's good for your body, your chest, your back. It's good for those fucking family jewels, man. They won't cut you. The ceramic blades are just the best you got in the world. They got a 7,000 RPM motor, and as Maddie will show you right here, right now, what does it have, Maddie?
A flashlight, just in case you're shaving your dick in the dark.
There you go.
Need it.
That was so loud, but you saw the light. You saw it. Manscaped will make you see the light. But yes, join over 2 million men worldwide who have bought into Manscaped, just like we have. We've all used it. We've all tried it. Their products are great. Their prices are reasonable. The build quality is fantastic, top notch. But yes, as we move into 2021, don't be gross. Lockdown's over. You know what? Clean yourself up. Go talk to women. Go do what you need to do.
Lockdown's not over everywhere yet.
Fucking nasty,
not over yet. But when it's over, get yourself cleaned up. Go out there, talk to someone, meet people. Don't be looking gross. So yes, as Matt was saying, the Lawnmower 3.0, use it. Try it out. It's fantastic. And then you know what? You also need some ball deodorant. The Crop Preserver. It's getting nasty down there. It's getting warm. Summertime's coming around. Keep that shit smelling good. And you're oot and a boot, as Canadians might say. Use some Crop Reviver. You need to just keep that shit smelling nice. Down there. Family jewels are back.
Disclaimer,
smelling
please
delicious.
Don't use this as an excuse not to shower, boys. Please fucking shower. I'm sure Basket will tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Your women
shower
will
in the
not
morning,
like you.
bro.
Your partner. Yes. But you know what? Honestly, shout out to Manscaped. They have sent us some fantastic products. They've been supporting the 90th Minute for quite some time now. So thank you to them. When you go to manscaped.com, use code 90th at checkout. You get 20% off plus free shipping.
And always remember,
what a
shave
deal.
your face before you shave your balls.
Waterfall that
down.
shit. Top down. But yes, Code 90th at checkout, 20% off plus free shipping, manscaped.com. Check it out.
I wanted to draw
just
90th
check
with
it
my
out,
fingers,
man.
but I wasn't sure if it was like inverted on the video or not.
Why don't you shave 90th into the beard
Should I? Dead ass right now? Okay, that's good.
right now? Just
I'm
do
kidding,
it.
bro. I'm not. What the fuck? You think I look stupid to you? Absolutely not. Why don't you do it with your hair?
Let's move on. Let's move on from Manscaped. Thanks to them yet again. But let's move on into the Bundesliga. Been some great results there. It's back after their little bit of a winter break.
I mean, it was back
And
last
there's been
week.
some big
No, boys.
matches.
No,
It was back.
I'm starting off. I didn't watch this game. I'm sure no one did. Fucking Schalke won, bro. What the fuck?
I watched
I'll
the
see
second
this.
half.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Schalke beat Hoffenheim
No way.
4-0. All thanks to an American. The Yanks are coming through yet again in Germany. Mr. Hoppe or Hope, how do you pronounce this?
The commentators were announcing like Hoppe or
I'm-
Hoppe.
I'm
sure it's
going to
not
pronounce it as
Hoppe.
Hope.
It's Hope.
Because he is the only hope that Schalke have at the moment. this child comes on and scores a hat trick, gets all 3 points for them, and that's huge.
Yeah,
That's huge for them. They're not
people-
last anymore.
For people who don't know,
Hoffenheim's playing the Christmas tree formation. Idiots. That's why
But
they
for-
lost. Anyways,
for people who don't know, Schalke have not won a match since January 17th, 2020. So almost a year since they had won a football match in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
It was a streak of 30 matches in a row from last season to this season, and they were one. If they did not win this match, they would have equalized the record from 1966 by Tasmania Berlin, which was 31 matches. Tasmania Berlin were hoping Schalke would win, probably the only people in the world. But they're getting some good publicity from this. But Schalke did in fact win in big one, 4-0, and
Huge win, yeah.
huge thanks to that Hoppe, or however you pronounce his last name. Apologies.
it's Hope.
This
Your
guy,
name is now, buddy. It's Hope.
this guy for the Schalke reserve team, which plays in the fourth tier of the in Germany, he's only scored one goal. So he scored more goals in
Yeah.
the Bundesliga than for the German reserves league, or in the reserve side for Schalke. And he's also never been capped by the USA at any level, not even at the youth level, which is incredible.
Maybe this is his moment to kind of like go into the spotlight. I mean, for Schalke, I don't know if you can keep this going. I don't know. This could be just a this could just be a one-time thing. I hope for Schalke fans it's not, because you're a very historic club. You're a very big club in Germany. You have millions of fans worldwide. I hope that you don't
Y'all are going
get
down.
relegated, especially in the fashion that you are currently in. But you're not last anymore. You're on 7 points. Mainz are below you. You're not a million miles away from getting out of that relegation zone. Armenia's on 10, Cologne on 11. So you know what? The Bundesliga at the bottom there is open for Schalke.
Yeah.
But let's
They
move
need to re-sign
into
Kevin
a very, very
Karanye or
big
they're
match.
fucked.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to shout out to Harit, who got 3 of those assists to Hoppe and a goal himself. He was unsung hero.
Yes, 100%. But let's move on to the big shock of the week on Friday. Borussia Mönchengladbach, they go on and defeat Bayern Munich 3-2. Bayern Munich were up 2-0. I mean, Lewandowski with a penalty and Goretzka 6 minutes later on.
That was a great strike.
2-0. And then Borussia Mönchengladbach, they come back, and you know what? Hoffman did what Hoffman does, man. He scores 2 goals, 35th and 45th minute, and then Neuhaus scores in the 49th and
Christian
gets all
Neuhaus.
3 points for Gladbach.
Yeah. Stindl had 2 incredible balls to Hoffman for his
Yes,
2
he
goals.
did.
And then, yeah, Neuhaus's goal was incredible. Just Neuer couldn't do anything
Stindl-
about it.
Stindl had 2 incredible balls. There you go. Manscaped's back, boys.
Oh, apologies for that.
Oh goodness! You know what? Gladbach's had such a good season so far. I mean, they were right. They were doing well a couple months back. Granted, and then they dropped off a little bit. They're currently 7th, but this is a huge result for them. You know what? They're doing so well in the Champions League. I like them.
Yeah. Of course, this gave a big opportunity for RB Leipzig to potentially hop Bayern in the standings. And in usual Bundesliga fashion, whenever a team can pass Bayern, they never do.
You blew it. You blew it, Leipzig.
Granted, they were playing
I
a
mean, they
Dortmund
didn't.
side who are in good form now. They
Yeah,
were playing
they got a new
Borussia
manager.
Dortmund.
Yeah.
And guess what, guys?
What?
Jadon Sancho's back.
Yeah, he is back.
Yeah,
guess what,
Mr.
though?
Liam, who was saying, "Oh, he's so overrated. Oh, he's so bad." Oh,
I didn't say he was overrated. I didn't say he was bad. I said he was overhyped. They were talking this man's the next coming of Ronaldo and Messi and God and Jesus. No, relax. He's good.
while I don't think he's those two guys' potential levels, I do think he's going to be one of the best players in football in the
I think
the
there's
future.
only one.
In the
I
next,
think there's
in the
only
next
one player right
decade,
now
in the
who
next
could even
decade.
come close to matching those guys, and I don't even think he will. So I don't know if anybody will. Those guys are fucking crackheads, man. Insane. I don't even know if they're
In the
human.
next decade, Jadon Sancho should be in the conversation of the best in the world within the next decade. I mean, yes, you have your Mbappes and your Haalands and you're this and you're that, but no, I mean the English media overhypes their talents. We know this. Ultimately,
They need something to be proud of. You know, we do. We do need something to be proud
yeah,
of.
I mean there's a bit too much. I mean. You can hype up Sancho, but you also have to hype up Erling Haaland, who's back from injury,
No, that guy's
back
nuts.
scoring. He's got a brace today.
That guy is so nuts.
That guy is just so good. He's so good.
Did you see the goal where he was just dribbling by players like Messi?
Lucas,
this guy
he's-
is so dumb, dude. It
If-
actually
if-
doesn't make sense.
What Haaland is if you were to be able to create like FIFA Pro Clubs kind of thing, he's the perfect player. He's got the size, he's big, he's strong, he's got stupid pace, he's so fast,
He's
he
ridiculous.
has shot
sick.
power, he has speed, he has agility, he's got aerial threat, he's got everything.
He's got the
and he can
intangibles,
rap.
man.
He can rap.
No, okay, let's
the
not
man
push
has a
it.
song.
Let's
he
not
has
push
a
it.
song.
Let's not push it. He can't rap. But like
I
everything else,
love
bro,
me
he's
some
got those
Haaland.
intangibles, dog. That's the thing that
So
Erling
good.
Haaland had. You got intangibles, bro.
Yeah.
For his age, he's way too good in that box. Way too good.
But yeah, let's not forget about
Concerning.
Royce though, who got the assist to Sancho's goal.
Yes.
Clever little flick. Royce looks like he's also might be back. Which, if Dortmund can have Haaland, Royce, and Sancho firing for the rest of the season, you never know what Dortmund can achieve this season. I know obviously
We
Bayern are
know-
going to be the favorites, but Bayern do have their weaknesses.
We know Dortmund has talent. We know they have players that are capable of it. It's just, can they be consistent? Can they
Haaland can.
do what they
But
need to
can
do
everyone else?
when
That's the
the time comes, right? It's when the time comes to play Bayern Munich, can they beat them? That's what's
Yeah.
important.
The only person they don't have to worry about being consistent is Haaland.
I mean, a Dortmund supporter at work today, and I said, "So, you think you can win the Bundesliga?" He goes, "No, Bayern are too good." I was like, "Okay,
Fair enough, bro.
fair enough."
Yeah, right now it's a 5-point gap. If the gap was closer, it would definitely be. You could definitely consider it more strongly. But
Five points is not the worst ever.
Yeah, it's still an outside shot at this point of time, and Dortmund would have to perform, be in like their best form in the last few years, and Bayern would have to struggle. Which, to be fair, they did lose recently. So
Yeah, I mean, other than that, there was no insane results in the Bundesliga. I mean, Leverkusen drew Werder Bremen 1-1.
my guys at Stuttgart are killing it.
Stuttgart, where they win? Oh, they won 4-1 against Augsburg. Fair enough.
Waman Gituka, my guy.
Is there any? Oh, I like that guy. Yeah, he's good.
But I did
any
watch
big
a little
games
bit of
coming up?
Arminia Bielefeld versus Hertha Berlin. I watched the second.
Why? Why?
Yeah, why?
Because it was on TV,
Why?
so I thought.
Why? Why? Why?
Why?
Why?
I mean, Piontek scored a goal, but it didn't count because it hit his hand. But
Was he celebrating too early and it like hit his hand? He just went and it went off. How this happened? Like,
no, Yapos actually had a great strike there. And then I just want to shout out a player that passed the eye test, footballing wise.
He passed the eye test.
Yeah, like when you watch football, you see a player like that guy's good just by watching him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could say
I've never heard it called the eye test.
okay, anyways.
a guy named Ritsu Don, who comes from Hyogo, Japan. He just had like a nice dribble up the pitch, beat a few guys, struck the ball outside the box with his left foot, and hit the post. Unlucky not to score, but I mean,
Unlucky.
I've heard about him a few years ago. I completely
You
forgot
know who
about
doesn't
him.
pass the eye
last
test?
year.
Liam. No one ever looks at Liam on the pitch and he's like, yo, that guy could ball. Not a single person. And to be fair, he can't, so it's okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
but that's everything for the
All I got
Bundesliga.
is a strike. Do you want to go to Spain or do you want to go to Italy? Where do you want to go, boys?
Do you want some haha or do you want some
go to-
history?
Let's go to fucking Spain, bro.
Yeah, yes, Matt.
Fucking
Barcelona.
Spain.
Messi's back.
We're not back. Please,
Barca.
please don't put that energy upon us.
Barca.
But well, at least
I've-
Messi's
4-0 win over
follow
Granada.
I follow Barcelona review channel. That's all. It's this whole intro, and it's so obnoxious, but it's fine. I love you, dog.
I mean, is it decent? I mean, some good results there. You beat Bilbao midweek 3-2. Of course, Messi
Third.
and who was it that Messi linked up with very well?
Pedri.
The young guy.
Love
Pedri,
him.
there you go. Yeah.
That's my guy.
I mean, it was honestly an all right week for you guys. I mean,
As good as a
you
week
got some
can
good
go.
results.
I mean, you beat
You beat
Bilbao, who've
Huesca,
been
you
struggling,
beat
but
Bilbao, and now you beat Granada.
Umtiti played a full 90 minutes without dying. Small
That's good.
steps.
It's always good
Small
when you don't
steps.
die.
He's not injured.
Real Madrid, they did draw 0-0 against Osasuna. Again, these big clubs, I say Barcelona and Real Madrid, they're being so inconsistent this year.
We're rebuilding.
In
Both of the teams are rebuilding.
and
Right,
Atletico
yeah.
Madrid did not play.
That's what it is.
Yeah, Atletico Madrid did not play because Madrid got some of the worst snowfall in that city's ever history, and it shut down the entire country, basically. I saw an interview with Thibaut Courtois. He goes, the Spanish government is insane. They made us travel in the snow. And I was like, mate, I'm driving right now and it's snow and I don't care. I got a coffee in one hand. I'm going 85 down the road. Let's go.
Yeah, sometimes I hit an ice patch and drift purposely.
Yeah, man.
What it
Fucking
is.
Canada. That's just what we
Fucking
do.
is.
But despite Atletico Madrid not playing, they're still first place with 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
They could probably
big
forfeit
win.
those 3 games and still win the title.
Big win by both Villarreal and Sevilla. Sevilla beat Sociedad 3-2, and
They
Villarreal
beat
beat
it.
Celta Vigo 4-0. Moving into Sunday's fixtures, Valencia, they won 1-0 over Valladolid. Levante 2-1 over Eibar. Nothing insane happening in Spain. Do I move over to Italia now?
I just want to add some quick tidbits here.
There you go.
Tidbits from Lucas.
Well,
Here comes the football hipster tidbits.
so
We put a banner up.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's like the more you know, but like football hipster tidbits. We need to come up with a better name for that.
Can you stamp your authority on this one?
So we were talking about snow in Madrid, and of course Getafe is a club in Madrid that are okay. I don't know what I was going to transition with that, but La Liga, they sent Getafe players' cars to the airport, so they could travel, but
Okay.
they weren't like these big cars that could travel through snow. They were just regular Uber cars that ended up getting blocked up in the snow, so the players had to push them.
I
Hey,
mean,
man. Get
I
training in where
did see
training
the
is.
I did see the snow, and you know what? For a country that's not used to getting much snow, it seems like a decent amount of snow. It wasn't a ton. Let's be real. It wasn't like that much. It was that much, but that's a decent amount there for Madrid. Credit they were skiing on the streets. They closed one of the roads. They were tobogganing down it. I mean, fair enough. I mean, you do what you do. I've personally seen it. In Scotland, where they get like a couple inches of snow and it shuts down the airport, and it's like, guys, relax, everything's okay.
We
The
can't
world
even,
will keep
the worst part
turning.
is we can't even complain about it. You seen like those fucking those roads? What is it? I don't even Siberia.
Yeah.
It's like a tunnel.
Yeah,
What the fuck? Whatever.
yeah. But
How do they even shovel that? On God, seriously, what do they do? They,
just live.
how do they shovel the roads? It's like
Wow.
it's like 18 feet high. How do they do this? Whatever. Who knows? Move on.
All right.
I
So I want to
can rant
mention
about this
a
forever.
tweet Iker Casillas had. I think he was drinking those 17 beers he got for those Messi goals. Because this is what he said about Donnarumma. In my opinion, Donnarumma should play for a club with more tradition. My mistake. AC Milan has tradition. I mean, more cachet in Europe right now. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Maybe. ...
Who is
I mean,
this?
I can see what he means.
Casillas.
More prestigious,
Yo, that
more
guy was
prestigious
fucked.
club at the moment. But I mean, AC Milan are definitely on the comeback. Like I mean,
Yeah, they're definitely like, you know,
they've done
first in
well so
Serie A.
far in this season.
So,
Yeah,
you know.
I get what he's saying, but at the same time, I disagree with Iker Casillas or Iker. I got torn apart last time I pronounced his
The
name.
thing is,
Don't pronounce it Iker.
he's fixing a mistake he made in the same tweet he wrote. And then he's like,
He was
good night,
definitely
everybody.
off
See
one.
you tomorrow. Maybe.
The guy was definitely off one. It's fine.
Yeah, too many of those Budweisers.
Yeah,
He has a few of them.
Too many
He has-
concussions, maybe.
But
He has a
speaking
few of those too.
But speaking about Italian clubs, let's talk about Serie A because some decent results there. We'll quickly go through them.
I'm happy right now.
Why?
I'm very happy.
Because Inter lost.
Because
True.
it's coming true, boys. As always I say, Serie A, congratulations Juventus, you've won the league, and it's coming true. It's happening. AC Milan, yes, they did win against Torino, but they did lose midweek. Do they not? Who they lose to? Juventus, 3-1. A very good result there from the old lady.
AC Milan had like seven players missing.
I don't care, Lucas. I still lost.
Juventus probably still
The
gonna win the
week
league,
continues. Juventus beats Sassuolo 3-1. Lucas's favorite hipster club. Sorry, your hipster vibes were not good enough.
So Solo got a red card
Not good enough.
before halftime. If Juventus didn't win that match, that'd be awful from them.
There's a lot of excuses here. Cristiano Ronaldo did score a goal, which means he is tied now with the most goals with who?
I don't think it's tied now. I think he broke the record.
Did he beat the? I thought he tied it.
I think this was from ESPN Uruguay. Cristiano Ronaldo has leveled Josef Bican's record for the most official goals scored in football history.
There you go. No, but it's actually Pele because he scored 48,000 goals in his career.
Why are people so shook about this, man?
expect
Messi and
that to
Ronaldo
be
were both
changed.
going to pass this by the time they were higher. Well, Ronaldo's going to pass the next game.
Yes.
But Messi's going to pass it. Like, this is just
Yes.
life we live.
Yeah.
This is just it.
Yes. But as we continue
Speaking of
through the
Pele,
results
That guy's so
on
salty,
Sunday.
bro. Remember when fucking
Oh,
Messi
Pele
passed him for
just
the official
pisses me off.
goal scored for one club, and he went to do his Instagram and popped in most
He
goals in
changed it,
history
yeah.
of football.
No, that was with Ronaldo's.
It doesn't matter.
He actually congratulated
pisses
Messi.
me off.
like, bro, dude, you're like 99 years old.
Pisses me off.
Chill the fuck
He
out.
pisses me off.
You think Pele runs his own
shut up,
Instagram
Pele.
account?
Probably.
His
Who the
old
fuck
man.
else is doing some weird shit like this? He's such a
It's like saying that Iron
but
Sheik
yes.
runs his own Twitter account.
My
What
God.
I wanted to move into was Roma versus Inter Milan. They did draw 2-2, which means drop points for Inter Milan, top of the table. It's coming true, Lucas. It's coming true.
I mean, Liam, it may come true, but Juventus are still fourth place. They still have to play against Napoli in the league, and those matches are always
I mean,
fierce.
if we move into next week, the 15th sees Lazio Roma, so that'll be a good game. What else we have moving into January? Anything good?
I mean,
Napoli,
Inter Milan,
Fiorentina
Juventus.
that's on the 17th, the Sunday. Yeah, Inter Juventus will be a big game. And AC Milan, they travel to Cagliari on the 18th. So you know what? Serie A is better than it has been for a long, long time. There's a bit of a title race happening. There's other teams in contention, which I love.
You didn't even
to
mention
see. I like title
the team
races.
playing the best football right now. Atalanta. They're back.
I did. No, Hellas Verona. Hellas Verona is the best team in Serie A right now.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, really?
they're pretty good.
Yeah,
What makes you say that?
they've only lost one in the last 5, but they have drawn twice in that same time. So they've won 2 in their last 5.
Unbelievable results. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, Jeff. But yes,
Oh.
Atalanta, they are performing very, very well. They are undefeated at least last 5. What did they win this week, Lucas?
They defeated Benevento, who's actually been pretty good against the top sides this season. And Ilicic, he's
They won
starting to
4-1.
perform again. And Atalanta, they don't look like they're missing Papu Gomez whatsoever right now. They're playing a different guy in his role who plays more of a defensive role. And they're getting the results right now. And if they can continue this for the rest of the season, Atalanta should definitely be considered up there by the end.
They should be. I mean, they have the players and they have the manager to do so. They said to be consistent. That's what we're seeing in these European leagues right now. It's consistency is going to win someone the leagues this year. They're so tight. They're so flippy floppy.
Wow.
Be consistent, you win the league.
I feel like that's like every year though. No? Be consistent, you win the league? Is this a thing?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Speaking of Serie A, though, check out our career mode.
Fuck you.
Yes.
Throw that fucking plug in there. Imagine plugging your channel on your channel. Check it out.
You're not wrong. I mean, check out the career mode. It's pretty good. I gotta be honest. I'm vibing with it right now.
Yeah.
Even though we're
Only
not
team
winning
doing
this
better
one.
than this AC Milan is my AC Milan. Link it.
Liam, do we have any more time to talk about any other topics?
I'm
good.
I can yell really quick if you want me to yell. about something.
I can mention something here. Which
I have something to yell about if you want me to yell about.
oh, what's our
You're gonna yell
time?
it anyway, so can you just fucking do it, man?
Celtic, you pissed me off. You went to Dubai, you fucked that, and you come back, you have COVID now. Dumb. Fucking dumb. Fuck you, Celtic. Okay, whatever you want to talk about, Lucas.
Wait, they got COVID now?
Yeah, one of their players confirmed a COVID case 2 days after returning from Dubai. But yeah, they went to Dubai for their warm weather training camp. We play in fucking Glasgow. Why do you need warm weather training camp? You don't need this. It's dumb. I don't care. They haven't said who it is or what.
I love how this guy says it, but if this guy was playing on Celtic right now, his ass would be all up in Dubai, bro. All up in
I mean,
it.
if you're playing for a club, yeah, you want that. But as a outside looking in, I go, that's just kind of dumb.
And
I can't
You've
say
lost
shit.
the league. You're in
Rangers
terrible
My ass,
form.
would be,
Your
my ass
manager's
would be going for swims
Rangers
pond
won
Dubai.
again, Lucas.
Yeah, Morelos
Rangers
did he score
won
2?
again. Did he? I didn't see who scored. I saw they won 2-1 over Aberdeen, which is a big result. I thought they could drop points there. I thought that could be it, but nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
But better chance of Aberdeen getting points off Celtic. So Matt, you might know about this. There's a lot of hype in the FIFA community about Ajax versus PSV.
Yes.
Why? Because those fucking upgrade cards?
Yes.
What about it?
Because normally Ajax PSV, it's a big match in Hull in the Netherlands, but it had more viewers than it might normally do because, some people from the FIFA community, the Ultimate Team, we're paying a close eye on this.
Why is that, Lucas?
Correct me if I'm wrong with anything I say here, but so there is 2 SBC cards, Malen and a right back on Ajax,
Kleiber.
and you complete those SBCs, you get those cards. They're like upgraded cards for your
Winner, draw, yeah.
Ultimate Team. So depending on what the result of this match was going to be, those cards would be upgraded. If one of them won, would it be a +2 upgrade or something like that?
Yeah, and if they draw, it's a +1.
Yeah. So were you only able to get one of the cards or both?
You could do it. You could do it both if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. So some people wanted Ajax to win because they had that right back. Because also there's a Robin card that came out that looks incredible, and then there's also a Malen card that came out, and people were paying attention to the game, and some people were getting pissed off when Ajax were losing 2-0 to PSV, but then Ajax pulled it back and it finished 2-2. So both cards getting upgraded. And I want to ask, should this be a thing EA does more often with like matches so that
Derbies, yeah.
some people watch other matches? Like, should this be a thing where certain leagues team up with EA and have things like this?
It would be the worst of
I mean, I don't give a fuck because I'm not going to play that game mode anyways. But, like, if EA gets the bag, that's all they care about. So I'm sure they'll do it if they get money from it.
I mean, another talking point about this game was Sebastian Haller played for Ajax. He scored a goal. It was taken off by VAR, but then he did assist the goal that made it 2-2. So it's a good start for him and life in the Netherlands. It's a bit of a transfer that came out of nowhere kind of thing, but it makes sense to me, I think.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out with him at West Ham. I don't think the role he was playing kind of would equal the results that happened at Frankfurt, but hopefully it works out at Ajax.
Probably will.
Yeah, I think he could do well here, and hopefully West Ham can use that money and kind of reinvest in someone new.
Yeah.
How much they sell him for?
20
More than
million?
£10.99.
20 million euros plus 5 million on add-ons, I think.
Thanks, Liam.
And they bought him originally for 45 million.
Yeah, they lost a little bit on him, but yeah.
A tough loss, that one.
Do you guys remember Edgar Davids?
Yeah.
No. Pretty good player back in the day, and the Goggle Man.
Okay. Yeah, what about him?
So he had his he recently became manager of a Portuguese side called SC Ohanense. Sorry for the pronunciation.
Good try.
Pronunciation.
And in his first match, he got a red card.
Hey, man.
I mean, it's indicative of his career. I can't say anything surprising.
There's a few things I wanted to mention about his career. I was just looking through his Wikipedia page and I found these, and I just thought this was just completely dumb.
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah. In August 2010, he signed for Crystal Palace. Before they were a Premier League club. It was a pay-as-you-play contract. This was a time. Yeah. He left the club 3 months later in November, and then he stated that it was one of the greatest achievements of his life.
Why not, man? He was just there, okay?
Then December 2012, he joined Barnet as a player manager. People thought he was retired, but he was just living up in North London, just chilling there. But Barnet got relegated that system, and they got relegated out of the league system, so they went to conference football. Not ideal for them.
I always forget that he was still playing into the 2010s. Like, when I picture Edgar Davids, I think of 2000s, not 2010s.
Yeah, no, he's a weird guy.
But about this, in the next campaign, the next season, he gave himself the number 1 kit number.
Yeah.
Normally worn by goalkeepers, but he's an outfield player. He's like, okay, I want the number 1 on my back. Okay, fine. You're the player manager. Go ahead. And in this new season, though, he got a booking in each of his first 8 matches, including 3 sending offs.
Like,
this guy's a fucking weirdo, dude. He really is.
I don't picture him as a very violent player, but he was. Like,
he's just an idiot, dude.
Also, he refused to travel to away games that required an overnight stay. And then he left in January of that season.
Yeah, Edgar Davids
and
is
then
Edgar Davids.
One more thing. Yes, there is one more thing. There's probably many more things you could come up with, because a lot of people apparently don't like this guy, or apparently think he's a bit controversial.
It's a bit of a bell end.
But in 2008, he played in a match versus the LA Galaxy in Auckland, New Zealand, which is kind of random. But
okay,
the team he was a part of, he was a part of the Oceania 11 All-Star team, despite not being from Oceania or ever
Dutch.
playing for one of those clubs or the national teams.
Hey, man, things happen, okay? It is what it is.
And this concludes our time with
Edgar Davids.
The More You Know with Hipster Lucas. Edgar Davids.
Let's move into questions. Starting with some TikTok questions. Mr. W. Luke 207.
They can see if they want to see.
He asks, day 12 of asking for the best penalty shootout ever.
Any one that England wasn't a part
What do you consider? What do you consider a great penalty shootout? Is it the significance of it? Is it the quality of the strikes? I mean, if I'm talking personally, Scotland recently to go to the Euros. Oh, what a penalty shootout! Man, our penalties were superb.
I don't know how to answer this question.
Let's think of
what's the criteria for a good penalty shootout?
I mean, for me, it's obviously going to be 2005 for when Liverpool defeated AC Milan on the after that comeback, and then just Jerzy Dudek doing the shaky legs. I absolutely love that.
Has England ever beat Germany on a penalty shootout? Because if they have, that's the one I want. Boom.
Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Drogba's penalty to win the Champions League. That was a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Pirlo's penalty over Joe Hart, the chip, the Panenka.
Though. Like the whole thing, right?
I know, but I'm trying to think of like ones I loved watching. I mean, like you said, it's you pick a penalty or you pick a moment, not the whole thing.
Okay. This next one I have, I'm gonna put in the best penalty shootout ever, just because it's funny to me. It's probably the worst penalty shootout ever, but it's just so funny looking back on it. Copa America 2011 quarterfinals, Brazil versus Paraguay. Yes. The final score was 0-0 after extra time. And the match on penalties ended 2-0 for Paraguay.
One second.
There's just some of the worst penalties you've ever seen there.
Yeah. Any penalty shootout where Messi fucked it up, I always like those because it's kind of funny.
What's that fucking kind of fuck's that guy's name, bro? The greatest penalty shooter is the one where that guy gets smacked upon the face like 40 times. What's his name?
Scott Stevens.
Scott Stevens.
Scott Stevens. Is that what it is?
It's Scott something.
Hold on.
I'm gonna find the
Hold
vid.
on. I'm gonna search.
I found the video.
Scott Sterling.
Scott Sterling.
Sterling.
Greatest ever penalty shootout.
Yes.
Don't at me.
That video's got 80 million. It's got 80 million views. Oh, boys. What are we doing wrong?
Oh, man.
I mean, I can kick the ball in your face a bunch
next
of times.
question.
That's what it takes.
Sure. Maybe. You never know.
Deal.
From Roosevelt, he asks, day 4 of asking, the best match to end 0-0.
None of them.
That Copa America match I just mentioned? No, I'm just of course, I think one that comes to my mind is Mexico versus Brazil at the 2014 World Cup, where Ochoa was absolutely
a good shout.
brilliant.
Yeah, that was a good game in terms of actual, like, there was actually good play, good quality, just Ochoa was on his head.
I watched footy for the goals, so I don't know about this one. Is there any good ones?
I think last season there's a Bundesliga matchup. I can't remember. I think it involved Union Berlin. It finished 0-0. I said on the podcast that this match was great. It was really enjoyable. A lot of good chances. And Liam ripped into me.
Like, how can you sit there and enjoy a 0-0?
Same thing I'm feeling right now. I don't know how to answer this question. I love me a goal. Love me a screamer.
But okay, well, here's a question for you, more Maddie.
Great. Please don't be about Barcelona.
What is how do you spell? What is your favorite football ad? That's how the question should be said. Is what is your favorite football ad?
Anyone from the 2010 World Cup.
Yes, I was going
Oh
yes.
my god, those were so sick.
So many.
So many good ones.
There's been some good Nike ones. I mean, the Ronaldinho one off the crossbar, like the first YouTube video ever to hit 1 million views. That was a pretty good ad.
I actually made a video about Adidas football commercials on my Lucas Created channel.
You did.
And there are a lot of wacky ones. I'd say one of the better ones was maybe the Road to Lisbon one, where like it pretty much like all the best ballers in the world were riding mopeds to Lisbon. And it just ended up Del Piero doing like a scorpion kick pass to Raul off a moped at the end.
Hey, that's what you gotta do sometimes.
Or 2006 commercials.
Just do a scorpion.
2006 commercial. The World Cup where the two kids pretty much yell out a player's name to be on their team, and they just walk out.
Yeah.
And even
that's
like
a
Beckenbauer walked out too, which was kind of mad.
Yeah, there's been some very good ones, 100%. But yeah, I think that World Cup has some great ads. Nike, Adidas have had some good ads. But yeah, I like that 2006 World Cup one as well.
Anything with the Impossible is Nothing campaign, I like those. Where they like drew on those. Just drawing, yes.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm going to skip the best 11 one.
Okay.
Of all time.
Because that's a tough one.
Yes, it is.
Question for the podcast. Who is the most overrated player in every of the top 5 leagues?
Like one for each league or just one?
Yeah, one for each league.
One for each of the top 5 leagues.
Oh shit.
Is there anything that comes off your mind like
Premier League. Who'd be the most overhyped player in the fucking Premier League?
Anthony Martial?
Is he even hyped anymore?
Yeah, he's not hyped anymore.
Like
you'll get comments saying Timo Werner, but that's not true, I don't think.
no, he's not hyped right now. It's more a player who's performing than anything else.
I mean, by Liam and Greg, I'd say Calvert-Lewin is overrated.
Oh, Calvert-Lewin is massively overrated.
Dom!
No offense to him or
Dominic!
anything like that.
But he is a player that does well with what his skill set is.
Bruno last season was overrated. Because not say he was a bad player doesn't make you overrated. It's just that people thought that guy was the second coming of Christ. They still do.
Trent Alexander-Arnold?
I don't think so.
Just to get under the skin.
I'm okay if you say
Trent
he's
is good.
overrated. Just give a good reason why.
He's not. He's very good. I'm trying to think. I mean, so outside the Premier League, Spain
Spain,
player in Spain.
Piqué?
Coutinho.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's
I love Coutinho though.
Not
He's got
overrated,
place in my heart, man.
Not overrated. Don't have to worry about that. Not.
The streets will never forget Liverpool Coutinho.
I
Barca
think it has to be someone on Barcelona or Real Madrid that's overrated because obviously they're one of the better teams.
Luka fucking Modric.
But he's
This
performing
is a very
well.
tough question because I mean,
They're
exactly.
class players.
People who are rated are
Looking at Barcelona, who's overrated? I mean, I don't know.
I will say, I think Jadon Sancho is slightly overrated. He's great, but I think he's slightly overrated by terms of English media.
I think what he's done in the past few seasons deserves the hype he gets,
Yes,
in my opinion.
He's so good, but he's getting hyped to be like the greatest of all time kind of thing. And that's a little bit too high. So that's why I'm going to say Jadon Sancho for the Bundesliga.
I mean, if Werner was still playing the Bundesliga, I'd say him, but he's obviously not.
If anyone mentions Erling Haaland, I will come through this screen and physically assault you.
That guy's a fucking
The man is
maniac.
God.
That guy's a fucking maniac. That guy's so good.
Who's overrated on Bayern? I mean, Nicolas Süle potentially, but to be fair, he's gotten some bad injuries the last few seasons, which hasn't helped him at all.
What about Leroy Sané?
No,
Leroy
he's
Sané's a
good.
good player, though.
I think.
He
But
is.
it doesn't have to be good. It's just overrated. Like I think, honest to God, I think anybody on Madrid, like I think Marcus Rashford is slightly overrated. I think Mason Greenwood is slightly overrated. I think literally
Greenwood is overrated.
everybody on that fucking squad is overrated, dude. Like
I will say Mason Greenwood. I'll go with Mason Greenwood with you.
Marcus
Because
Rashford's
I think he's
a very good player, but like
the way
not
the
that
way that
good.
United fans talk him up as if he is the best, striker of football to ever live, kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Greenwood's nowhere in comparison to Haaland, to Mbappe, to any of these young players, like Sancho, even that we've mentioned. I mean,
I'd also say, at least from Arsenal fans or supporters, Martinelli's slightly overrated. He's good. I like him. I just think he hasn't really.
mostly young players that are slightly overrated.
Yeah, but you don't want to be harsh. Like these guys can, and if these guys prove us wrong, then so what? I'd rather have players prove us wrong for their betterment of their career. Overrated players in Liga 1. PSG.
yeah, I got him.
Gotta be someone on PSG.
Lucas's favorite.
Fakir.
Cherky, the man from Lyon.
He's barely
The
played.
man's good. I know, the man's good, but he's not as good as Lucas says he is. He says he's the next big thing in world football.
I've never said that.
Ryan Church, Lucas, you said he was
Ryan.
superb skills on the ball.
I mean,
Ryan Cherky plays for Lyon, 17.
uh,
He's overrated only by Lucas.
and Serie A. Last year would have been Pjanic
Aaron
easily
Ramsey.
for me. Ramsey
Aaron
scored today.
Ramsey.
Don't talk about my boy like
He
that.
should
Pjanic
not be
is very
on this
good for us.
team. He should not be on this team.
Inter Milan. Vidal. Vidal is. I don't.
Yes.
Antonio Conte. He's overrated in my opinion. The man's too angry to be a coach.
Overratedly.
Lukaku's touch, overrated.
Lukaku's
That
brilliant.
man's touch is shocking. His touch is shocking, though. He's just a big lad. Have we gone through all the 5 leagues? I don't know.
I think so. Maybe for Serie A,
Okay.
Papu Gomez, because
Bundesliga.
Atalanta are
Maybe.
still performing without him.
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
Overrated. He won Player of the Year this year, but like, was he really the Player of the Year this year?
What did he really contribute?
What did he really do for Bayern this year? You know what I mean? It's just shocking.
What did he actually win, though?
Most overrated player of the century, though, Luka Modric, because he won a Ballon d'Or for some fucking reason.
Oh,
That
kidding,
Lionel
Luka, you're
Messi
sick.
guy, I don't know. He kind of
Yeah,
sus.
bro, like, he scored a few goals
Okay,
here and
next
there,
question.
but like the guy can't even score a penalty, bro. Like, what the fuck? Ew, weird.
Yeah, he's
Scored more
weird
free kicks
beard
than
as well.
penalties. I swear to
it.
God. Like, did he
I don't
really be
like
that
his.
good?
I don't like his tattoos
No.
on his leg. They kind of scare me. I don't know.
the funny thing about
Oh,
this, there's
next
going to be one
question.
guy that takes this seriously.
What the fuck he does? Take this seriously.
yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I am
Lewandowski
serious,
fucking
Lucas.
sucks.
I am serious.
At me.
Messi's overrated. The man's a fraud.
You know where to find
That's
me.
why Argentina says Maradona is a god, not Lionel. What have you won for your country, Lionel? You're nothing.
Yeah,
Go back to Buenos Aires.
Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't even
Fuck
won a
off.
World Cup, bro. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Dude, he
Who
has
think
more.
you are,
He has more
Chrissy?
Champions Leagues than like every team but two. But fuck him. He sucks. That's a staggering statistic. How the hell do you pull? Anyways, whatever. Overrated.
Next question. Be honest. What was the best period of or year for football? Well, I mean, we were all born in like 1997, so we've grown up in the 2000s and
The
the
year I was
2010s.
born until now.
I gotta say, I would say like 2005, 2010, I think was very good football. Domestically, European-wise, there were some great tournaments in that time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Give me some thoughts.
I mean, I do
Anytime but
agree
this
with you.
year.
I
This
would
year's
also
been
mention
ringing.
the period like 2012, 2013, like the Euros and also the Champions League final that involved Dortmund versus Bayern, and Dortmund during those 2 years was incredible. And I think that was like towards the end of peak Manchester United as well.
This is the most biased
Yeah,
question in the world.
yeah.
'Cause all of us are going to say different shit based on how we feel about our prospective clubs or nation.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just how it is.
I mean, 2012,
all of
2013 was awful for
2015,
Liverpool to be
All
fair.
of them but
Leicester.
COVID were good. There you go.
2015 for Leicester. I love me some Leicester City. That was good. But yeah,
2013.
I mean,
But this
everyone
year
has
for
their own
Barca.
opinions.
And last year.
Yeah.
And the year before that. And the year before that too.
Yeah.
Everything but that's been good.
Like some people would say the Dino days. Because, Dino.
Dino days. The Dino days. Can we trademark that?
Sounds like a carnival.
But whenever I watch
Dino
older
days.
football supporters, they always say like the 90s was the football's peak. And I bet if you ask 60-year-olds,
Well,
they would
we
say the
didn't-
70s was the best. And yeah, it
we
depends
didn't
what
live
you're
through
more
that, so yeah, we
nostalgic
can't
towards,
really-
I think.
Exactly. So everyone has their own opinion. Our opinions are kind of our lifetime, so that would be how I would answer that. But that is all the TikTok questions I've got, Lucas. Do you have any other questions you want to answer this week?
Let's check the YouTube ones to see if we got any. Interesting one from Bo Farron here. If you guys had a team that played a formation of one defender and then the rest is 9, so a 1-9, which present defender would you trust?
Jesus.
Not-
You need someone mobile. You need someone who's good in the air. You need someone who's good on the ground.
It doesn't
Fuck
matter.
it,
That
we'll give it
hurt.
to Virgil van Dijk.
Doesn't matter. That guy's fucked. I don't trust nobody out back there by themselves.
I
They're
don't know.
screwed. There's no winning that battle.
Yeah.
I'm to throw Verge. Bro, throw Jesus back there. You're screwed. You're not winning that. Doesn't matter who you put there.
Question from Daddy Smack. What was the most emotional moment you guys had with your club in the last 3 years?
3 years.
I mean, mine's pretty simple. Liverpool come back against Barcelona. I'm sorry, we have to keep
So, I
mentioning
mean-
that, Matt.
How about the time you won the
Emotional, I
league,
mean-
you dick? Why you gotta come after me, bro?
I mean,
What about that?
the league,
You don't
yeah.
do that very often. You don't win the league very often. Well, actually winning the Champions League, you bitch. Why's it gotta be this game?
I mean, to be fair, well, for me, during the league, I did get a bit emotional, but also I was not going through the best. Mentally, I wasn't in my best phase, so I didn't really enjoy it as much as I should have at that point. With the
But winning the
Barcelona one, I
Champions
was literally running around this basement here, yelling
Yeah,
in as
Bar-
loud as I could. With the Liverpool one, I knew it was coming.
It was a moment, yeah. I've had a few. I'm gonna say the most angry I've ever been was when we got knocked out by Copenhagen. I was so upset when I looked at that score. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me! Like, come on!"
I just remember that day.
But the most I say emotional, depressed I've been was when we lost the Old Firm recently, 1-0. I was like, that's it. League's done. 10 in a row's done. Everything's done. Just set fire to it. Everything's done. Everything's bad. I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I've been up for 24 hours. I'm done. That was my peak emotional moment for the past few
like,
years.
A lot of people would assume that 8-2 Bayern game was most emotional for me. But honestly, I was cool as a cucumber. I saw that shit coming. I assumed I didn't think it was gonna be 8, but I assumed we were gonna get dicked down, and we got dicked down. Doesn't matter how hard we got dicked down. The fact that we got dicked down, so I was expecting that. What pissed me the fuck off was definitely that Liverpool game, because I don't know. I still to this day Like, fuck your squad, because you guys weren't even that sick. I don't know how the fuck they bottled that shit. It's not even that you guys were good. It's that we were shit. So don't even look at me.
We didn't even have Salah or Firmino playing.
It was a marvel. That game was a marvel. A masterclass on how anybody can fuck anything up. Incredible. Absolutely
Can I
incredible.
throw something in for Barcelona for an emotional moment for you? The entire Messi leaving saga, I think that was kind of like Barcelona fans were scared, they were nervous, then they were like, oh my god, he's leaving. And I think a lot of Barcelona fans would be like, that was like an emotional roller coaster for us.
Dude, guys, it's still happening. He's probably going to go.
Oh, yeah, he's out.
It's the most...
If we don't get to your questions, apologies. There's a lot. Who would win an all-time football match between Europe and the rest of the world?
To the rest of the world.
I agree with
It'd
that.
be a great game. It'd be a fantastic match.
Yeah.
Even to try
Why
to
is Lucas
create
looking
an
at me like
11
that? What?
for
You got
each.
something to say?
What? I agreed with you.
Oh, okay. You just looking mad confused for a second. You were just
So
like...
you think rest of the world would take it?
Yeah.
I think maybe Europe is better with defenders, but I think the offensive
world's had a lot of really
capabilities
good
of
defenders.
South America and even some parts of Africa were
Midfield
outstanding.
from Africa, yeah. Yeah.
The rest of the world's had a lot of really good defenders, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
they
just saying,
have.
like, obviously, there's been a lot of great Italian defenders, German defenders. But
Well, just to be different, I guess I'll say Europe. I mean, the two of you chose rest of the world. I think I'm actually leaning to rest of the world, but I'll say Europe, yeah. Europe, yeah. Woo.
This one's going to be quick. Saul asks, who is your favorite team's best player of all time? I mean, Matt's got an
Messi.
easy answer. I mean,
What does
for
Matt say?
Liverpool,
What do you say, Matt? Who's your best player of all time, Matthew?
Boyan's pretty sick. He was very good while he was here.
Yes.
Very, very good. Any of the Dos
Do you
Santos
consider
brothers, talented.
Messi? Do you consider Messi the best ever Barcelona player?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Like it's gone to the
I
point
don't-
where easily. Yeah, he is. It's
I don't debate that, but I just wanted to bring up the talking point.
like, we've
Lucas,
had a
who
lot
do you
of great
say?
players like Ronaldo in his prime, Johan Cruyff, but it's Messi.
now, I'm going to have two answers because from what I watched is different than from what is considered the best. Because, like, from what I watched, Steven Gerrard is the best Liverpool player of all time. But that's from my era, from what I watched.
I didn't win shit.
But still the best player.
Tell you what,
I-
how much happens, like,
Yeah, and FA Cups, but nevertheless, I think many people consider Kenny Dalglish the best Liverpool player of all time, or Ian Rush.
What about
Because-
Kenny,
What about
how's
Big
it
Mo?
Liverpool?
You think about
I
Mo?
mean, he definitely should be considered up there. One top goal scoring. I mean, I think quickest player to get to 100 goals for a Liverpool player. It's definitely nothing to scoff at. I just think at the moment other players have more achievements than him, which is no fault at Mo at all. But I think Mo should definitely be considered up there. But I think the general Liverpool fan, if you ask, especially one from Liverpool, would say probably Kenny Dalglish or even Rush.
Yeah, I mean Celtic. I would say Henrik Larsson in terms of what he did at the club where he brought us, and then his move to Barcelona and how Thierry Henry refers to him as the best player he's ever played with, kind of thing. So I think Henrik Larsson was talent wise the best ever. I know Celtic fans will say Jimmy Johnston way back in the 60s and 70s. I wasn't alive to watch that live, so you know what, I've seen highlights, I've seen his statistics, I've seen things about him, but personal level, it'd be Henrik Larsson.
Would that be like your grandpa's answer, Jimmy Johnston?
Possibly. I mean, my dad,
What the fuck are
maybe
you
to an
doing?
extent as well. My dad would say his favorite ever Celtic player was Kenny Dalglish. He said how sit the fuck down.
Shut the fuck
Who the
up.
fuck do you think you
What are you
are?
doing?
Who
Here.
do you think you are?
Such a fucking weirdo, dude. You want to be on the stream, bro? Huh? Be on the stream.
Just sit with your dog for the rest of the night.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna get mad allergies from this, bro. Stop it. No, I'm not.
Is this
I'm
our last
not
question,
rubbing
Lucas?
your belly. Oh god, this guy weighs a fucking ton.
For those on audio, Matt has picked up his dog and he's now.
Welcome Oscar to the 90th minute.
Oh, look at the screen, you bean. There you go.
I feel like this is a very good time to wrap up this stream. You know, Maddie's gonna start sneezing here in about 30 seconds. So let's wrap this up. If you guys have made it this far, thank you very, very much. The three of us greatly appreciate it, and the other two as well. Remember to hit like on this video, comment down below, give us your questions for next week's podcast. Get to know us as well. We're always active down in the comments. Subscribe to the 90th Minute if you are new to the channel. It would help us out a lot. Check us out on social media. Links are down in the description. TikTok, Instagram, down there like I said. Also, one more time, check out at manscaped.com. Use code 90th for 20% off plus free shipping. The best in male grooming products. But from all of us here at the 90th Minute, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening. This has been yet another week in the beautiful game. We will see you next time. Bye, Oscar.
That's the thing that cute dog owners do right there.